So we all know that right now that we're dealing with the conflict overseas, dealing with Libya. Do you know much about that, Michael? I mean, what's your feelings about? Do we need to be over there when we're fighting another war right now? And here's how I feel about it. It's one of those things where Obama is damned if he do, damned if he doesn't.
Exactly.
Because if he doesn't do anything, the Republicans are going to criticize him for standing by while innocent people are being massacred. But if he's taking action now, and they're still ridiculing him. So it's one of those things. It's a catch-22 either way you look at it.
I mean, if you look at the totality of the scope of things, one, there's a lot of our well-known allies that are eager to get in this, and NATO's stepping up halfway decent. The French are doing stuff, the British, the Canadians. Okay, we've got our own war going. Why don't we let them take the brunt of it? If they need something from us, let them holler at us. Then, hey, we can step in if need be. But other than that, I'm all for letting some of the other countries play world policeman. However, Obama also realizes that he's up for re-election, and with gas prices the way they are, that's not helping the economy, and that's not helping his re-election. So he's stuck again there. If he takes action on Libya and gets some gas prices down, gets some oil refineries back under operational standards, is it going to be said that he's doing it just to get reelected for oil and he doesn't care about the people, or is it saying that he's really doing it for just purposes? You're right. It's going to be a damned if he does and damned if he doesn't type situation.
But sometimes I wonder, are some of these people just saying that? I just really think that they're just trying to find a way to make him look bad either way. Because I know, like you said, the election
will do that.
Yeah, that's coming up soon. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Donald Trump is thinking about running for the presidency.
Oh,
hell no.
And he's already going in on Barack. I said it's going to be ugly if he gets into it.
Hey, I don't even think he's that good on his TV show.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of people says he's not a very smart person. Like you said, a lot of his wealth is inherited. And, he's ran several businesses in the ground. He's not actually a very intelligent person. He's smart, but he's not a genius.
Well, I think that the only thing that he really is rich enough to afford a really good lawyer to tell him what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all there is to him. Rich enough to have a lawyer to tell him when to shut up and when to run.
Because obviously he wasn't too damn smart to wear that damn comb over. That's coming out the house, so he can't be that damn smart.
He ain't.
Bad attitude, bad comb over.
All that damn money and can't afford a decent toupee.
Or get him some rice again, whichever.
That stuff they had back in the 90s where you just spray it. That brown coat stuff, you just spray it in the back of your head, and it's supposed to just magically, I don't know what it's supposed to do, but that shit was a hot mess. I'm sorry.
Camouflage for your head.
Yeah. Man, you'd be better off if you going for the camoufage look. You might as well get you some leaves and some sticks.
Is that some lead press on or lead spray on hair fix, or I don't know.
Girl, that's a mess. That's a hot mess.
You better go to the Chinese and get him a wig.
Okay, did I mention? Okay, this is another topic I wanted to get on because we're almost at the hour point, and I want to get to some music real quick before we jump into our entertainment beat because we got a lot to cover on that beat. Did I mention about? I got into a conversation with somebody today. I put this up on my Facebook page about how the governor of Florida is now trying to get a law passed. Well, it's actually unconstitutional, and he went and made an executive order saying that all governmental employees and people that are on damn welfare have to take drug tests.
I think that's interesting.
Now, I'm going to go to the comments that somebody left on my Facebook page, and I know DeAndre got something to say about that because we discussed this earlier, and I know she's going to go in because to me, this is the mindset of a lot of people. Right now, people from the middle class and the lower class are being demonized. Our rights are being taken away from us. And we're being, and like I said, anybody can fall upon, like misfortune. And to me, it's sad that people want to judge people because they are poor or they lost their job. And you never know. Those people could have had worked for a Fortune 500 company before losing their jobs. But you're going to put everybody in that negative category. Let me read you these comments. So I put up this video from the Young Turks about this, and someone, an acquaintance of mine responded, and he says, Indiana needs to do the same. If I have to take a drug test to get a job, then they should have to take a drug test to be on welfare and not just one. They need to have it randomly. So how do you feel about that statement?
Well,
I can tell you how I responded. This is what I responded. I said, I just said this pure ignorance. I said misfortune can fall on anyone. So in other words, just because you have a job, you should have to take a drug test. Hold on, wait a minute. Just because you lose a job, you should have to take a drug test and be accused of taking drugs. I said, would you willingly submit to it? And then he responded, yes, I would, because I have nothing to worry about. I work my ass off, and they sit at home and collect a check. That's BS. And what else he said? Like, it would be different if they were trying to make a living and get help that way. But when I'm working and they're driving a $50,000 to $60,000 car, they don't need my help. So yes, they need to be drug tested. And then I responded back. I said, well, first of all, the likelihood that someone is driving around in a $50,000 vehicle and on welfare is unlikely. If they are banking like that, then obviously they are either a drug dealer or they're doing something else, which in case they would even bother trying to obtain a measly welfare check. Secondly, I don't have anything to hide either, but I'll be damned if I am stigmatized negatively because I happen to fall on hard times. And then they have check this out, they have the nerve to charge you for that test too. You're on welfare, right? You're already struggling to make your bills, pay your way, take care of your kids, and then they're going to charge you for a test that they want you to take. So, like I said, I'm going to bring this up on the show because, like I said, it seems like in this society people are so conditioned of looking at things on the surface, and they don't want to look at how they're being, when you look at it from an economic standpoint, we are being oppressed, and we are being, what's the word I'm looking for? We're being exploited on so many levels, and we just think that this is such a wonderful idea. Who is it benefiting? It's benefiting them. It's not hurting them. In Florida, it's kind of funny. Check this out. It's kind of funny in Florida. You want to attack the lower and middle class, and you want to attack the minorities and stuff like that. But you're not testing people for abuse of prescription drugs. And they said Florida is well known for that. They're the biggest distributor of prescription drugs. People, that's a trade down there.
Well, I can see a lot of legality issues and, potential constitutional things coming out of the legality of all this. I mean, first of all, if you're going to test, you can't make it random. If you're going to do it legally, and because the minute you start saying you want to do it randomly, you're going to have a flood of lawsuits there saying it wasn't done randomly, that they were picking on somebody. So first of all, if you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it to everybody.
Well, the thing is down there, like drug tests for state employees down in Florida is legal, but if they're in a service position to where they need to be drug tested, for safety reasons, that's fine. But even with that, it has to be probable cause. You just can't randomly test people because you want to test them. But as far as you trying to test welfare recipients or people collecting unemployment and stuff like that, I'm against that. Now, sure enough, there are. I'm not naive now. I know there are people that take that money and do with it with whatever they choose to do with it. But for you to punish everyone for that and have them submit to something like that, and then the little money that they're getting, you want to.
Yeah, I don't agree with the fact of making them pay for it. As a matter of fact, I have a hard time seeing where they could legally make them pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that would, fly in the legal sense of, this is part of the requirements to get on the program, but by the way, you have to pay for it. Yeah, I can't see that making a go.
Yes. How do you feel about that, DeAndre?
I think it's a hot-ass mess. Because you never know who's going to fall on hard times. Yeah, thank God some of us have a job, but with the economy, we don't know who's going to have a job and who's not going to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing the test on people that's living off of welfare, but how about test some of y'all that's working up in the big shot? Test them.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. Go ahead, Deanna.
Make it hard for the lower class people and making the rich richer and making us richer.
Mm-hmm. That's what's being done to, the middle class. We're getting screwed over. If it's not them taking, trying to get rid of unions or them trying to do whatever they can do to oppress the middle class, which we're the ones that's holding up the country. If it's not that, they're pulling shit like this, So it's one of those things. It's like people are really getting tired. That's why you've seen all these revolts going on, especially like even here in Indiana. Like if you guys haven't listened to the news, the Democrats have returned back home to Indianapolis, and they've gotten a couple things. They've kind of gotten the Republicans to, compromise on a couple things and stuff like that, which that's a good thing. But a lot of people here, Wisconsin, all over the Midwest, people are really getting tired of this agenda that the Republicans want to push upon us, demonizing us and making us feel like we're inferior. The last time I checked, it's more of us than them. And it's kind of scary that I want to say that 1% is pretty much dictating to the rest of this country how we should live, how we should, what rights we should have, and it's really sad.
Well, that would be the very poster child reason for people registering and voting.
Yeah.
Because people seem to do a wonderful job of saying this ain't right and have every right to say that. But on the same token, if you're not getting out there and voting to put the politician in there that you're wanting that's actually going to do things the way you want, you're not providing a solution.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a long time for this country to get back to where it was. When Bush was in there, he had messed everything up, so it's gonna take a while to get it back to where it was. You know, Barack ain't going to be able to do it, and the next person that come behind him ain't going to be able to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm afraid, and I'm starting to really wonder if the situation with the economy, it's not just the United States economy. It's not just that. It's not just our country. It's many countries that are in trouble.
But you have to look at this, though, Michael. We are a superpower, and if we are struggling, other countries are going to struggle.
Exactly.
It's like a chain reaction.
Yeah. You know, there's so much, you know, and that's kind of like, you know, it's not just us, it's a world thing, it seems like. I don't know too many economies that are just blossoming unless it's China's. And I'm being totally serious on that too. I mean, really. I think they're about the only one that's prospering out of any of this. But, you know, you look around, it's not just us. It's a world, it's a little bit of everywhere.